because we are doing Chunav ke Chaudhary, Gandhi was not a politician.
Why?
Arre baap.
So we've had one hell of a Chunav and Rajdeep's already writing a book on it.
Well, I wrote a book on the 2014 elections, the election that changed India. 2019 was how Modi won India. 2024, I'm looking for a title, but I'm working on a book slowly and steadily. I've been working on it for a year, to be honest, since May last year. But it is hopefully slowly reaching that final stretch, which is the most difficult. But
Tell me something.
thank you for talking about my book.
Plug. But okay, well, I'll ask you later. When the book comes in closer, we'll talk about that. So the Chunav is over. Lots gone down in the parliament. We have a new government. We have an entirely banging new opposition, and we have a new leader of opposition. This time around, in the form of Rahul Gandhi. What do you make of it?
What can I say? Since you're talking about books, I remember I wrote in the 2014 book and I repeated it in the 2019 that Rahul Gandhi has never missed an opportunity to miss an opportunity. That was said about Yasser Arafat, the PLO leader by the Americans, I think, several times for missing out a settlement with Israel. But I think Rahul Gandhi didn't take up 2014 LOP, 2019, or at least become leader in the Lok Sabha of the Congress. Now he has chosen to do so. So, I have to, on the first instance, say that absolutely the right thing. If you really want to challenge the government, you've got to be LOP.
Did he choose it? Was he coerced into it? Was he forced into it?
This coercion and all, I don't go by the theory. I believe that initially there were two thoughts, whether he should take it up or whether someone else can do it so that he can travel the country as a kind of ideological mascot. But eventually he's done it. Whether he was double-minded or not, ever since he's taken the role, Preeti, he seems to have got some extra energy. I mean, he's gone to Hathras, he's been in Manipur at the moment, he did that speech in Parliament, he's been raising issues like NEET, he's been out there every day, Agniveer, talking to the media. So clearly he's relishing the idea of trying to build on the momentum of the general election result.
But you really do see him in a different light of sorts, and we hate saying it because so many times we've had the same conversation on the various lights he's been seen in and the various versions of Rahul Gandhi. But yes, this is the first time he's in the version of leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi, and he seems to be at least settling in very well. Rajdeep, the first, let's begin with that speech in Parliament, right? Let's begin with that. Over what, 120-minute speech it was? Somewhere
over 100.
Over 100-minute speech. First time I have heard Rahul Gandhi speak for that long, leave alone the content.
Sure. Look, I think with Rahul Gandhi's speech making, spontaneity is his strength. The lack of preparation at times is a weakness. And I think that is something that continues to haunt him. With Mr. Modi, it's just the opposite. The preparation is terrific. The spontaneity sometimes I think is missing. I thought he did what he had to do. If you're the opposition leader, you're going to punch holes in the government. You're going to come out fighting, raise all the issues. And he's been lucky. In the last month, we've had issues like NEET coming up, which have given him a chance to put the government in the dock. So, look, so far he's pressed all the right buttons.
But do you think that the speech was concerned? At least I'll tell you what I feel. I think for the first time, I thought it was a relatable speech. A lot of people did relate to him. Whichever way, it might be backed by the numbers that he has got. But he was way better than what he's been before.
You see, because I'll tell you why. In the past, he's come across, when you raise Adani, Ambani as your central focus, then for the average person on the street, he or she is not affected by that issue. He or she is affected, for example, by the NEET exams. I mean, we are talking about the lives of crores of students and their families. When you talk about Agniveer and you went to states like Haryana and Rajasthan, it's an issue which is boiling in those parts of the country. So I think when you take up people-centric issues and raise those effectively, the public will look at you seriously. When he takes up Manipur, the fact is, this is a state where there has been a virtual civil war, and the state hasn't been able to impose its writ. So Rahul Gandhi is doing what an opposition leader is doing, punching holes in the government's argument. The government has been pushed on the defensive, and he's been able to set the narrative. I think that's the one thing I've seen both in the elections and to some extent as LOP.
What he's also playing, Rajdeep, which you haven't really seen of many leaders of opposition, or is playing the true empath. He's, be it Manipur, be it meeting, the locomotive drivers or going to the Masons in Delhi. The same vein which we saw bursts of it during the campaign, he seemed to be carrying it forward and then sticking doggedly with political news points that are troubling the government at some level.
Yeah, I like this word empath, this empathy factor. And he's been attempting that for a few years, ever since the Bharat Jodo Yatra and the Mohabbat Ki Dukaan. Whether that will, how successful that will be electorally is still a matter of, is still a question mark.
Is it sticking?
I think, the Congress went from 52 to 99 seats. When I'm writing my book and looking at some of the numbers, my book is not about numbers, it's stories.
Plug.
But the fact, plug again. But the fact is, come on, I'll tell you one thing before. A book takes the juice out of you, the discipline that you need. I have been getting up every day for the last 1 month at 6 in the morning. And I'm not a morning person, but I know that that's the only time I'll have complete quiet and my mind is, because I've slept well, is not tired. So that apart. The empath part. Look, I just think that when you want to win elections, there's only so much you can do through empathy. You're going to have to do more than just that. And I think that's the one weakness I still see both in Rahul Gandhi
He's
and
straddling it though. So if he's meeting the locomotive drivers and he's meeting the Masons, then he's also sticking and he's holding his ground on the charges he's leveled in Parliament on Agniveer. He's doing it with NEET. He's going to Manipur the third time around in less than a year. So he seemed to right now be straddling both worlds.
He is. Remember, though the real challenge for the Congress will come in October when there are two states, both ruled by the BJP or the government at the moment, Maharashtra and Haryana. How are you going to use that empath factor, as you're calling, nice word that she's given, empath factor? I thought it was always empathy, but
empath.
So we live and learn. I learn new words. I'm always now looking into a thesaurus for better words. But the fact is that he's going to have to show, or the Congress is going to have to show, can they sustain their Lok Sabha successes in this seat in the Vidhan Sabha? The BJP is already at it in both these states. The BJP is a machine. Just because they had, suffered a little bit of a dent in a few states doesn't mean that the machine has broken down. Far from it. I don't accept that. So I think Rahul Gandhi too, or the Congress organization, is going to have to back the empath.
Right.
The empathy alone will not be enough. He's going to have to, the organization is also going to have to build on empathy. And that I haven't seen yet.
Look, I'll tell you what my biggest concern is, which has been the concern with Rahul Gandhi throughout. Where he thinks he's doing well, he's got that momentum going and he's all in. And you can see that. But then there is a word which haunts him very often, and that's a word called consistency. And then suddenly, that locomotive will start sputtering and he'll disappear. And it's happened multiple times. Let's take, if you hark back, Gujarat elections, he was there for 48 days. He thought he was all in. It didn't work out. And then Gujarat was abandoned. It was an abandoned project and they could have bolstered on Gujarat. Then I'll give an example of 2019, where he lost to Smriti Irani and he suddenly gave up on Uttar Pradesh and Amethi.
Yeah.
And then now, because he's on a good wicket where he's, I don't think even he knew he's going to come back with the numbers. To come with the numbers now, and God forbid for the Congress, if they don't do well in these elections, will Rahul Gandhi again be this dejected soul, will go, into this slump?
The interesting aspect of what you just said was the word Gujarat. I was fascinated in that speech when he said, Mr. Modi, be sure we're going to win the next election in Gujarat. Now, I don't know whether that's empty bravado because the party's gone nowhere. The BJP just won 25 out of 26 seats in Gujarat. They only Congress only won one. And then he went to Ahmedabad and repeated the same
election,
thing.
They nearly won.
Yeah, but I'm talking about 2024 at the moment. The fact is Rahul Gandhi comes to Parliament, takes on the Prime Minister, says, I'm going to win Gujarat. So I just wonder whether, is he getting at times carried away? That please appreciate, you've won 99 seats. You've not won 272 yet. I keep saying this. I believe sometimes the opposition seems to believe they've won 272 and Modi ji seems to believe he's won 400. Both of you are living, if that's the case, you're living in a dream world. The truth of the matter is, you said the right word, consistency. But look, when you're LOP, you have a huge advantage. You can just go for the jugular. I remember Sushma Swaraj, when she was the LOP. Remember when there was a terror attack and she said, we must bring so many heads of Pakistan. For every one Indian who's killed, we will bring 10 Pakistani heads. You can say all that when you're in the opposition. You can't do it in government. We've just had a terror attack in Kathua. Is the government going to walk into Pakistan and bring 40 heads for 4 Jawans tragically killed? It doesn't happen. when you're the LOP or when you're in the opposition, you can say a lot of things because you're not accountable or not tested on a daily basis. Let me be fair to Mr. Modi and the BJP. He's the Prime Minister of the country. He has to be much more careful when he says something about NEET, for example.
Yeah, very
have to be measured. I think the problem I had with Mr. Modi, in fact, in this speech, that he could have been measured. Rahul Gandhi got under his skin. You see, and therefore, Mr. Modi ended up sort of targeting the Rahul Gandhi in personal language, Balak Buddhi. You see, the moment you start doing that, the sympathy goes to the Balak Buddhi.
But okay, I'll get you. No, that prompts me to the next. Because we are dissecting the LOP, who's Rahul Gandhi, other than consistency. The other word that has hounded Rahul Gandhi, that's being immature. That Balak Buddhi stems from immature. You can't, because Rajdeep, as journalists, you hark back to the time where he tore up the ordinance, right? Terrible optics. Then you see the nudge, wink in Parliament. You don't do that, right? And then now you've seen a pattern, but you don't know what can come through there, right? So there is a question of, is he mature enough to be LOP now?
Look, I think the proof of the pudding will be in the eating. What is he? He's been LOP for barely just 2 weeks. Because we are doing Chunav ke Chaudhary, we want to show every week 24/7 TV. Arey abhi karo, dikhao kya kar rahe ho, consistent kaise ho. Aise nahi hota hai, Politics is not a T20 match where every day you have to hit a 6. Some days you may be bold, some days you may hit a 4, and you just keep moving ahead, provided you're right, you're consistent, and you have a path. You see, the path that you're taking is important. And again, I'll give credit to Mr. Modi. He's been 20 years in politics. He knows exactly what he's wanted to do from the time he went to Gujarat in 2001. He's been criticized, attacked, but he stayed the course. If Rahul Gandhi, as he has done so far in the last couple of weeks, stays the course, irrespective of what the BJP says. The BJP says, "Tum Manipur kyun ja rahe ho? You're a political tourist. Why don't you go to Tamil Nadu where there's a huge tragedy?" I mean, he's the LOP of a party which is obviously going to take on the government in Manipur where the Prime Minister is absent. He's not going to go and now embarrass MK Stalin, who's his ally. It's for Stalin to sort of work out and make sure that the huge tragedy culprits are arrested, to ensure that it is not replicated. That's, I did a show with Preeti and she asked the question, is Rahul Gandhi playing politics? And my answer was, he's a politician. What do you want him to be?
No, I'll tell you why.
What do you want him to be?
I'll tell you where it stems from. It stems from the fact because Rahul Gandhi doesn't claim to be a politician. He might be one. He might be a functional politician, but he claims to be an empath, the word that we use. That I'm your brother.
Empath word,
that I'm your brother.
Bahut ho gaya.
That I'm going to hold your hand. Then if you're treading the line of Gandhi, then you've got to be Gandhian in every which way.
No, you think Gandhi was not a politician? Gandhi was playing politics? Let's be honest, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was an empath but also a politician. He knew when, the impact that symbolism had. The Dandi March was not just about empathy, it was politics. At the end of the day, you were going out there to show the British government up to the world.
That's what I'm saying. Because every time you've spoken with him or you've heard him talk, he's at least proclaimed that he's not going to be a regular.
I'll tell you what, let me be counterintuitive. Let's assume that Rahul Gandhi had gone on a holiday, foreign holiday. Immediately Preeti would have taken him apart. Where are you, Rahul Gandhi? Again going on holiday.
No, by the way.
I mean, it's almost. Preeti is going on holiday, by the way, after the election, but Rahul Gandhi can't.
No. By the way. Okay, no. Okay, I don't believe in this, actually. I actually believe
politicians are allowed to have holidays or not?
100%. And they should have holidays. They'll function better. But the fact is, what I really do
Preeti gets a lot of holidays.
No, I don't get any holidays. I keep covering up for him. Because he's always on holiday or writing his book. But I'll tell you what. Okay, now maybe we can speak about this aspect and we'll close the show because he has his show then. Is the fact that Rajdeep, we really don't give credit also, which you also said. And you touched upon that and hinted on it. When somebody's doing the right thing. At least for now. And you've got to give him credit because Rahul Gandhi's been torn apart by the likes of us for a very long time. He's at least whether he's consistent, whether he carries it through, is for later. Right now, he's doing the right thing.
I think the one big difference is Rahul Gandhi had not earned the respect either of his own cadres at one level, who privately thought he was not good enough, and certainly not of other opposition leaders.
That's not the case anymore.
That's changed. Yes. I think June 4th changed that, or the build-up to June 4th, and the fact that he's shown that he's unafraid, willing to take on the government, and he is showing some elements of consistency, and he's getting votes. Importantly, votes. You see, had he come with all of this, अगर तुमको 40 सीट मिलता कोई तुमको देखता नहीं. ये politics ऐसा है. While researching my book, I found very interestingly one Congress leader apparently at a working committee meeting said, "We are not getting more than 25 seats." Own Congress leader in February. I have not named him in the book, but the fact is that is confirmed by multiple sources.
Give you a different kind of
so the moment you get 99 seats or 100 seats, or you virtually doubled your tally,
in Manipur.
You've doubled your tally. And if I look at the seats the Congress has contested, their actual vote share has gone by 6, 7, 8% up in the seats they've contested. So it's a substantial rise. The moment that happens, you get the Manipur, you won both seats, you have the confidence then to go to the people. All of this that we are talking would not have worked had he ended up with 30, 40 seats. ये दुनिया जो है ना, ये जो जीता वो सिकंदर. This Indian team which we have feted, for example, in cricket, had that Klassen lasted one more over, the game would have been over. There would have been no motorcade, no Rajiv Shukla wearing champions t-shirt, no Jai Shah wearing champions t-shirt. Thank God Rahul Dravid at least was given a champions t-shirt, but he was at the back of the bus. But we can discuss that on another day.
Light up. Okay, right now I think that's it. It's the end of the show. We'll see
Lights out.
Next time around. Lights out right now.
Bye.
Thank you for joining.